More and more recently, I've found that people have a recurring dream. This dream to get a house in the woods and live a very simple life like we did 150 years ago. And people say this dream because of one thing: technology, and more specifically, probably their phones is the biggest thing. I do not believe in this sentiment. I've always loved technology as it advanced. But I don't think that it's technology's fault. I think that it's our fault. And I think that we've put ourselves in bubbles that we don't think we can get out of. And it's hurting us. How's it going, everybody? My name is Riley with the Weekly Crit, the show where I give you a critical hit of real talk each week. Today is obviously about social media and technology, and I would suppose the last 20 years in general. Everyone wants to tell you what to do. I said it in my last video, but it also pertains here. No matter what the topic is, everyone wants to tell you what to do, what not to do, how to live your life. That's just in human nature. We want to give information that we know, or at least things that we think. We like it. It's part of why we survived. We communicate. But the problem right now is coming with people who can say whatever they want as freely as they want. That's what the internet has always been. A place to give the world's information to each other. The problem is we've given a lot of that information to the world. And now we are incentivized to make more information. And sometimes, a lot of the times, it's not backed by anything. There are people out there who spread that you should drink your own urine and rub it on your body like sunscreen, like it's a magic elixir. I don't even need to get into why that's not true, but it's not because of science. But the point is, people are able to say whatever they want. And that's a beautiful thing, but it's also the piece of the puzzle that makes us so sad and makes technology so depressing to use sometimes. Oftentimes I see people try and throw away social media or their phones, and they find it freeing. But this isn't the way that we live our lives anymore. Let's face it, there is not going to be a world in the foreseeable future where we don't have some kind of device in our pocket, on our person, in our goddamn brain that's going to guide us. That's just the way it is. We can't cling to the past. The past is no more. The future hasn't happened yet. As Oogway said, yesterday's history, tomorrow's a mystery, and today's a gift. That's why it's called the present. That's all we got. We got the present. Sometimes I do wish I could see what life was like when my dad was a kid in the 80s. But I can't. And that's completely okay. Because we're the problem with technology. Oftentimes I see people wondering why they hate their phones so much. Not even recognizing all the heinous things that they watch. And maybe not even heinous, but just not healthy. Things that are hateful, or things that are extremely depressing, or just straight up lies or conspiracies are on display all the time. Because it's easier to get clicks when emotion is played. I know Instagram has been covered in that type of stuff lately. The most heinous things, because for some reason one of the biggest social media platforms doesn't believe in filtering their content. It's easy to get trapped in a cycle of content that makes us feel a certain way without us even noticing. I am no saint. I am no genius. I will never pretend to be. I am just as guilty of this as everybody else. Here's a good example. I saw this one channel once. It was a little drama channel, basically a commentary channel about what drama's going on. And I thought that he was interesting because he always had a very down-the-middle perspective. It never seemed like he was leaning anywhere or was just getting too much into the drama to be just like a part of it. Because drama is not real on the internet. We all know that. So it should just be treated as popcorn. It shouldn't be this depressingly annoying thing that you get so attached to. Of course, unless someone needs to go to jail. But eventually I noticed his videos went from everyday topics to only about this drama, and then went from every few days to every day. And then the videos started to become a lot more hateful. And then I had to eventually stop because I looked at my algorithm and every single thing on the front page was some sort of drama in the Twitch community or the YouTube community that does not matter. That in truth would never affect me because they're not people I even watch. They're not people I know, never needed to know, and only found out about usually because of these videos. Or if I knew them before, it was in a very, very brief context. I stopped watching those videos. And I made an effort, because it was difficult, to search up other videos. And slowly, I had to push away the algorithm I had on YouTube. It was hard. YouTube will push what you're watching to your front page. Do this right now. You can experiment. Actually, don't do this. This will be horrible, but here's an example. Go on and think about some old TV show's musical intro from when you were a kid. Search that up. And then go, oh, I remember this show as well. And then search that up. And watch both of those. And then, oh, what's the next one? Click that. Few videos, maybe 4 or 5 videos. Half of your recommended page will be songs from the early 2000s. And then, what the hell happened to my gaming videos or my channels I watch every day? Nope, they're gone. There's these videos. My point is, these companies are evil. The technology isn't. It's just doing what it's told. What it's told is what you like right now is what you're gonna like in a second, which is kind of true. We're humans. If you like pizza once, you're probably gonna pizza again. That's how they see it, unfortunately. But you can change it. I spent a decent amount of time, but not that long in total, to change my algorithm. And now, every month or so, I just look and I say, am I happy where this is? If the answer is yes, and I'm being honest with myself, I can move on and just continue watching what I'm watching. Treating entertainment as entertainment, and what I care about is what I care about, as separate things. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't care about things and watch things that are about stuff you care about. But if you start to look and you notice that the drama has become much more than a little study session where the drama has become something much more than what it was before, it became anger on both sides and yelling and screaming, you're in the wrong place. We can pave the path to loving our feed. I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I like to think that if we do this and we control what we see, it won't make us hate the internet anymore. It won't make us think that the world is ending. Maybe it means in 20 years we can wake up in our cabin in the woods, if that's what we want, and we can have a cell service connection. We can have internet. We don't have to live like it was 150 years ago anymore because we're not in 150 years ago. And we can love the devices in our pockets, in our hands or in our brains, whatever the hell they are by then, and we can live contently. We were the experiment for many years, and the internet was a place where we naively listened to pretty much everything we heard. But now we can't anymore. That's unfortunate, but it's how it is. It doesn't mean that we have to see everything with doubt, but if we control how we see things, everything will be a little better. At least that's what an optimistic 19-year-old thinks. Anyways, that's it for the Weekly Crit. If you have any questions or advice you'd like me to answer in the next video, feel free to leave it down below and I'll talk about it in the next video. Have a wonderful day.